Hi everyone, and welcome to Blackwood End Gauge Layout and an update on how the rebuild of one end to the layout is progressing. Now, around 7 weeks ago I removed all the scenery, track and associated wiring from this side of the layout that the camera is currently looking at. I also removed the middle section of the baseboard. And then I built a new baseboard where the Class 319 is just running across just now on the outside of where the original baseboard was, and that was to provide a much bigger baseboard footprint. Now, the reasons for doing this was really twofold. First of all, it would give me a longer track run on the original layout, and it would also provide more sweeping curves at this end of the layout. Now, the curves on the outside tracks, which are in the middle of the picture just now, they've essentially gone from round about a 21-inch curve to over a 24-inch curve. And also the curves where the 319 is running into the station just now, they are also a lot more sweeping, they're a lot less tight. So that was sort of one of the first reasons for doing this rebuild. The second, and probably more important, was to fix 4 track formation issues that I had. They weren't running issues, the trains didn't derail or anything like that, and a couple of the issues you probably never really noticed them because I had them hidden with road bridges, etc. But it really kind of bugged me that these issues were actually there. So the 4 track formation fixes that I was attempting to undertake was to get a better entrance into the fiddle yard, which is right off at the top of the picture behind where that Gagemaster D controller is. I wanted to eliminate the reverse S curve on the crossing. I also wanted to eliminate the very tight radius 1 short curve that came out of the motive power depot, and I also wanted to give a better track formation into the bay platform at the station. So what I'll do is I'll take the camera off the tripod and I'll take you into the middle of the layout, and I'll put some cards up and I'll try and explain what these track formation fixes are in a little bit more detail. Right, so the first fix, as you see, very handily put a card there, is the entrance into the fiddle yard. Now, if I come round here, you can see there is the fiddle yard entrance. Now, I did rebuild this fiddle yard during late summer, early autumn, but it wasn't this end that I rebuilt, it was the middle and the other end of the fiddle yard. Now, as you can see, the tracks curve round quite tightly, and they obviously came into the baseboard where I'm actually standing. The bit of the baseboard that I cut out, these tracks ran where I'm now standing. So to get to those tracks there was a double slip and there were 2 very short bits of curved track. So essentially I did have a reverse curve. It was very unprototypical and I had it hidden by a road bridge, so you probably weren't really aware of how poor the track formation actually looked at. The track was laid fine, there was no derailment issues, but it really just bugged me. So at the moment I've put down some track setters so you can see the new point that goes off into what will be the fiddle yard. Now, this junction here, that is exactly the same formation that we had before. The only difference is this point here was a medium radius point. Because I've managed to create more room, that is now a long radius points. The other 2 points up here, they were always long radius. But what I have now got is, I've now got, and you can see from the track setters, I've now got the ability to bring in a more sweeping, a more prototypical curve. It will come round, and on what was the original baseboard, because you can see the original edge of the layout up there where the baseboard join is, there will be 2 points to split the single track here to join up these tracks here. This track here is actually a siding, it doesn't actually get joined on, so it's actually 1, 2, 3 tracks to be actually joined on. So that was fix number 1, which is not complete yet, but as you can see, all the other track is actually down. Fix number 2, as if I come around here, it was this crossing here. Now this crossing originally always was here, but it was 2 curve points, and it was a left hand and a right hand curve point, which actually gave you a reverse curve. That's now been replaced again with a long radius point here. Still got the curve point that was in the original track formation. It's back in here, but now there is no reverse curve. So that's fix number 2. I can tick that off. Fix number 3 is round here. It's hiding round the corner. Now you'll see I've put a black line. That was the very, very tight first radius curve that came round into what was the Motive Power Depot. Again, hidden by a bridge, because you can still see the end of what was the road bridge there. Obviously now that is away, and because I've started the splitting of the tracks much further back, we've got a curve point there, which again was always there, always took you into this platform here. But obviously, because I've got more room, I've now put in another 2 points. The first point is to join on this track here, which originally came round here, so that's eliminated that. And there was a 4th fix actually, in that there was a road bridge. You'll see I have taken the road bridge out. I have to say that when I put the road bridge in there, it was actually a Metcalfe tunnel entrance that I used. I adapted it, and I was never ever happy with it. I actually hated it. So I've actually going to take the opportunity of removing that. And there was a point that sat here and gave it access into this bay platform. Again, very tight curve, but now the entrance into the bay platform is actually being taken from this point here. So I've got a lot, much more gentle access running into the bay platform. It'll be much straighter. So, as you can see, the last video, there was absolutely no track here at all. So I have joined on all 6 tracks. They are all working, they're all wired up. One thing that you will see is I have had to cut the ends of the platforms off, because obviously the track formation just at the ends have changed. They were obviously a lot tighter in terms of the curves. The curves are more gentle, so I will obviously rebuild the new ends onto the platforms. These are just Metcalfe kits. I may take the opportunity of extending the platform, because obviously there is more room, because that's the other thing that's happened, in that if I come round, these tracks here were very close to these tracks on the original formation, but as you can now see, there is a sizable gap which actually widens out as you come round the corner here. So that is where I have got to. This has taken me probably 7 weeks to actually get the layout back to this stage. There is a huge amount of work still to actually do, but I thought I would obviously give you all an update. I have actually been uploading a number of YouTube shorts which actually get huge views for a 9-second or a 15-second clip. You seem to generate massive numbers of views, and YouTube seem to be pushing the YouTube shorts, but obviously in the shorts I'm not talking and you're only getting a very, very short clip, so I thought that I would actually give you an update as to just where I actually am. Now the two outer tracks there that I'm pointing at just now, they have still to be elevated. They're just sitting flat, but what I have done is the new tracks that I've gone in here, they are canted, and hopefully if I hold the camera down here, and hopefully the class 319 will come around and possibly show you the actual cant as it comes round. I can see it, but I don't know whether the camera's actually picking it up. Anyway, that is the update. Very, very short update, but it's, as I say, just to give you guys an update of where I am. So most of the track work is now down. There is going to be a new control panel. So this is the new control panel. That is one other thing that I have obviously been doing over the recent weeks. It will sit round about here, and it's a much smaller affair than the old control panel. Obviously there's no motive power depot in this rebuild version, so there's less track diagram needed. And of course, waste not, want not, especially for Mr. Ireland of Piddle on the Marsh fame. I have of course reused the piano hinges from the original control panel, and even more importantly, if I open up here, there is lots and lots of recovered wire, which obviously will be reused, Mark. It will not be thrown away. Whether I have to solder wires together to give me longer runs, but it will all be reused. So it's a sort of a private joke between Mark and I, but yes, there is the wire, Mark, so it hasn't been thrown out, but to be honest, I have actually bought some new wire, but I will use most of that wire, Mark. Most of that wire will be used, mark my words. So as the Class 319 EMU just comes round, I'll just actually follow it round this time. I haven't really got a running session this month. As you can see, the rest of the layout is still all totally intact. Nothing has actually changed on the rest of the actual layout right the way around. And then obviously it will fall round. As you can see, actually there's a longer run at the back of the layout as the 319 disappears. So really all I've got left to say to everyone is hope you all have a good Christmas, a happy new year. Catch you guys and girls hopefully at the start of 2024. Bye for now.